Welcome in, everybody, to the third KFS Summer League post-game show. And this time, I've got Kev Words alongside me, and we're doing a show after a win for the first time this Summer League. Wow, what a finish, pun intended. Tyler Kolek, Knicks need a bucket. Keon Ellis hit us with the Andrew Nemhard cheese from deep downtown. Looked like a game winner. Tyler Kolek says, hold on. Dare I say, screw it. Why not? Brunson-esque drive where he takes so much contact, finishes through it, and won. Tie game, goes to the line, hits the shot, leaves Sacramento 2.4 seconds. Mason Jones, half-court heave, no good. Knicks win 1-2 in Summer League. Welcome in, everybody. I'm so excited to be here alongside Kev. What is up, y'all? Oh my God. Kev, your reaction to that shot. Let's just start there. Your reaction to that shot.
That's a that's a big boy NBA bucket, really. Got the ball, came off the screen, went to a strong hand. What's his name? Sam Mitchell was saying, well, when they going to stop him from going left? It's not always that easy. And he was strong in the paint, got the bucket, and that's the game. I mean, the kid looks like he has some chops. He looks like he knows what he's doing. He looks like, if you want to have little complaints here and there, like, develop the floater a little bit, but he did it right there when the game was at, the most intense point. So that was a good end of the game,
Yeah, and you take a look at the end of that fourth quarter in this game. I mean, Tyler Kolek, right? 14 seconds left. He gets the offensive rebound of a 29-foot three-point shot from Dwayne Washington Jr. with 9 seconds left on the shot clock.
Oh yeah.
I'm feeling like Patrick Ewing right now. What is that shot? Do you practice that shot? Oh my God. That was ridiculous. Dwayne Washington finished that game. I'm scared to look. 6 of 18 from the floor. I think what's worse than 6 of 18 is okay in Summer League, right? But he was 0 of 7 from 3. Like, good Lord, man. What? Why? I said Dwayne Washington Jr. was a necessary evil for this Knicks Summer League team so that the other players could be put in their proper roles and have a shot creator out there. Holy man. I mean, Rokas Jokubaitis, and we'll get to all these guys, but like he looked really good. And there's some shot creation. Kolek, 6 of 14 from the floor today. We'll address this before we go to the super chats. We always start off there. Tyler Kolek came into today's game with a 14-0 assist to turnover ratio. It was bound to change a little bit. You expected a turnover or two. He had 4. But he had 8 assists. So 14-0 becomes 22-4. And that's ridiculous. That's a positive 5.5 assist to turnover ratio. Tyler Kolek, man, what a player. And so much fun to watch. Let's go to the super chats. We start out with Kevin Danishevsky talking about guess who? Tyler Kolek, baby. Kevin, thank you so much for the contribution. We appreciate it. We appreciate you being here in the post games. We appreciate any chats, super or not. But Kevin, Kolek is really something. Mid-ranger away from being ready to run the second unit. Rokas needs to close these games. Also, hope Dwayne Washington Jr.'s agent has other good clients. Woo! Kev, your response here.
I got a couple of the turnovers from Kolek. It was one of them. I had the timestamps, but I can't find them right now. There was one of them where I thought it was fouled. Another one where I felt as if it was like a Summer League turnover because it's like, oh, I don't even know what this guy's name is, and he just like wasn't in the right place where he threw the ball out of bounds. So I think in terms of him being a mid-ranger away to run the second unit based on like steadiness and even if he doesn't develop the mid-ranger right away, I feel as if we had to have him run the second unit off top, I think he has the chops. Like I keep saying, like the look away passes, he kept the defense frozen. Hukporti was in the lane for like mad long, and then he hit him with the pass. It's like a quarterback. He seems to make the right pass most of the time. He got a little today. I think he's looking for a shot more. So maybe that's the case. Maybe just, maybe better defenders out there for the King. Maybe Keon Ellis putting pressure on maybe help. But I think Danishevsky's right with this one. You know what I'm saying? Rokas should have closed. The mid-ranges, if it gets there, he's scary. And Dwayne Washington Jr.'s agent, I mean, look, Dwayne Washington, I think he could hoop though, but like I said, when I was there in the crowd in Vegas, there was a lot of like huffing and puffing every time he took a shot, and it was just funny. But I know what's going on. I know why he's doing this.
Right? Yeah.
I know why.
Yeah, but also like, damn. All right. Thank you so much, Kevin. I'll say mid-ranger away. Honestly, yeah, like the pull-up mid-ranger would help him a lot. But I also think like today he showed taking 14 shots that he has that runner, he has that floater. Prez was talking about it, and he was saying, Prez from the Strickland was analyzing his college tape and saying like he's got like a tiny little Louis Vuitton like man purse. Like that's his bag. It's not large. You can't fit much in there. 1-2 moves inside, but that shit is nice. that shit is nice. It's effective. It gets the job done.
Some of the like, the slow drive, the change of pace thing, because he's not super fast, so he's not going to get around people with speed, but he does the deceleration, and he looks like right now strong enough to, take those slow steps, get the leverage, and get the little lefty layup, draw a foul here and there. The Mitchell said he is like Brunson, I guess, because it's the lefty thing. But
lefty thing, dude. Sam Mitchell's hilarious. You hear him? He's like, I don't know a lefty that can't shoot.
Yeah, he's like, I never in my life see the lefty that can't shoot. What are you talking about?
It's a funny broadcast, man. Very good summer league vibes. What killed me today was the like they were playing into the bit of the lineup being Ellis, Jones, but they weren't saying any first names. I'm like, yo, imagine someone like has to like look away and they're listening to this and they don't know who the hell. Anyway, let's go to the next super chat. It comes from a very special source. GMAC Andrew Claudio, what is up, my man? Tyler the Creator, LFG. Hello, man. We were just talking nicknames on the stream yesterday. I said Tyler the Creator was a good one. You saw today the self-creation too, right? He gets in that lane, and we said it to open up the stream, like almost Brunson-esque, not a comparison of their overall games and play styles, please. But the way that as a smaller guard, again, we've said Tyler Kolek, 6'2", 6'3" wingspan, like Sean with the W's got better NBA measurables than this guy. But Sean with the W's not going through contact like that and finishing and converting the clutch free throw to win the game for the Knicks. Oh my God. That's a play, man. That kid is a player. He and Edie were pretty consistently the most fun watches for me in college basketball this year. Obviously there are other players like, I don't know, Donovan Clingan when he was on, seeing him at the Big East tournament have like the best game in a final since Patrick Ewing was ridiculous, but year long, Kolek and Edie, man, those and Kolek being a second round pick was kind of crazy. It almost made me worry. It was like, what did I miss? But clearly nothing, right? Let's overreact. Fuck it. we here. Thank you so much, GMAC. And wow, Tyler the Creator is right. Hayden Freed, supporter of Draft Class. Shout out to you, my man. I heard you met Kev out in Vegas. We were just talking before the show. I saw you with Bryce Simon. So yeah, that was really cool that you sent me that tweet with the first guest of Draft Class Season 3. But I'm also really glad you got to hang out with Kev and the rest of the guys. What's up, my man? He says, Kev, I'm so hyped. Wish I stayed for that game. This one's all you, my man.
Yeah, I met Hayden at the Knicks Nation meetup. sponsored by Knicks Film School and Knicks Fan TV. It was a nice event. It was a great turnout. Everybody was so hyped, man. It was like great talking to folks, great seeing folks. CP and CK2K and all the great folks from KFS, and got to speak with Hayden for a while. Like we're talking about all the machinations of the cap and all the draft stuff, and you know what I'm saying. Like that is really good to link up with the channel supporters and the Knicks fans and everything. But yeah, this would have been a good game to stay at. This would have been a good game. I actually was only able to see one game out there in Vegas because the NBA had a terrible scheduling for me personally. And the Knicks didn't play in the first day and then had 2 days off. So my flight was supposed to be when the second game was. Flight got delayed, and then all of that nonsense airport stuff. But
that sounds fun.
Ended up watching the game on my phone in the airport, just waiting for my next flight. But it would have been a good game. I'm sure it was like hype. Oh, and it was in the pavilion, so you could sit real close. You could, what I'm saying, see better view. I like the pavilion games. It's not as like large scale, but it's better because it's a smaller arena. But definitely would have been a good one. Yeah, definitely. We had you have like the GMs and the scouts like sitting right next to you. You know what I mean?
Did you see Gerson Rosas and Walt Perrin talking courtside, and Omar Minaya is next to them? What?
Oh, that was Omar Minaya. Oh wow,
that was crazy, man. His son is on the Blazers, I think.
Minaya, Justin Minaya.
Justin Minaya, Dominican American pro ball player on a 2-way deal with the Rip City remix. He's from Harrington Park, New Jersey. You can tell his dad worked for the Mets. Anyway, Hayden, shout out to you, my man. Let's go to Dom Cappuccini. The super chats flying in today. I know, because y'all are so hype about Tyler Kolek, just like us. That game in general, bro. Like, we'll get to Rokas. We got another super chat coming up to talk about Rokas soon, so we'll wait for it. But like, everyone played well except 6 of 18 I can't defend. Anyway, Dom, I don't mean to overreact, but I could see Ariel Hukporti coming for Jericho Sims' starting spot. Good God, please no. It's coming for Jericho Sims' spot. I hope that's the number 3 center spot. LOL. Yeah, me too, man. I would like to see Precious Achua back with the ball club as the backup center if there's no trade to be struck. Like, think about it. If you're the Charlotte Hornets, you're on the phone with the New York Knicks. You're saying, listen, you guys just traded 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges. You need a center bad. We want Deuce McBride for Nick Richards. Would you blame them, right? Like, they're trying to squeeze that price elasticity, that demand out of the Knicks, and I don't think the Knicks should cave in, but like, go get Precious, y'all. Anyway, I could see Ariel Hukporti coming for Jericho Sims' spot too. He was a monster on the glass today. He had 9 defensive rebounds, 10 total. He had 2 assists, did have 3 turnovers, a couple of them just from sloppy play. I can't, 2 turnovers, but 3 turnovers, whatever. Only 3 fouls, and he was 5 for 7 from the floor, made his only free throw. 11 and 10 with 2 assists. Like, we'll take that, man. And he's obviously got learning to do. He's got work to do with Othello Harrington. And the rim protection I would like to see improve, especially because it's not like Tom Thibodeau just like likes good rim protection. He builds his defensive schemes around it. So it's not as simple for me to be like, yeah, well, it's okay because he's good at other stuff. Just throw him in there. Like, it will affect the Knicks negatively more than it might other teams because of the structure of their defensive schemes, because of the amount of drop coverage they play, yada, yada. So I think Hukporti could be a cool 3rd string center. If Jericho isn't around for long, I don't know. We've got them all right now, so we'll see if they have to, move Jericho and whatever. Like, okay, but we got Hukporti, and I like him. Kev, your takes on Ariel today?
He's hustle. He doesn't. He keeps going. He keeps like his motor's there. Um, man, I like that he's taking the hook shot. I don't love the way it looks all the time, but it looks like, this is what he works on in practice. And I think it's like a forgotten thing for big men in the NBA because, they're now more so focused on just setting screens, rim running, and, popping out from three if they could get their skills up that way. But being able to just dump the ball down low at times where the offense isn't cooking and get a bucket that way too, especially for a second unit that, a lot of times your second unit's struggling. I think that's a good thing. Is he coming for Jericho's spot?
It's tough.
I don't
Like
know.
Tom Thibodeau is probably going Jericho first.
Jericho offers a lot. He offers a lot more with regards to defensive switching. But Hukporti's rebounding the ball. It's going to be interesting. I would love to be a fly on the wall in summer camp to see like those type of battles, what happens. At the very least, though, like Hukporti's a guy who could get some seasoning in the G League.
Absolutely.
So I'll catch him in Westchester and keep tabs and see firsthand what his development looks like. But I do like the way he's been playing, and the synergy with Kolek is good to see.
You got to link up with Sean at those games.
Yeah,
he said he's going this season too to see Pacome.
Definitely.
Pacome Daddier. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, man. I could see Hukporti spending like Kolek is the kind of kid who I see being up with the big club for most of the season. Hukporti, I could see them sending to the G League and keeping Jericho around as the third stringer, at least until Hukporti shows enough for them to not do that. Yeah. But, especially when you're a good team, it's tough to disrupt like the order of operations. And right now that's Jericho's next up after. Also, like the Knicks are making it really clear they don't think Jericho's good enough to be the backup big yet. So like at least toss him the third stringer spot. Thank you so much, Dom. Back to Hayden. Let's talk Rokas Jokubaitis. He says Rokas is a B- Dragic, lazy comp, but silky player. I thought Rokas was really good today. Kev, you want to start off on him? I mean, I'll do the stat line quick for you. 7 of 7 from the floor, 2 of 2 from downtown, 3 turnovers, 5 assists, 2 steals, all adds up to 16 points. He was good, and he showed aggression that he had not thus far in Summer League. He was complacent in other games. Today, he was getting after it. What'd you see?
Yeah, I think Rokas knows how to play basketball, like professional style basketball. The comp, he's a lefty like Dragic. He's European like Dragic. Same height. So far, we're pretty good. So far. Dragic to me is more of a clear-cut, full-time point guard. I like Rokas's game as initiating, but then also being the secondary initiator. So being the guy when, a guy like Kolek gets bottled up, kick it out to the top of the key, quick decision to drive, make the pass. I like Rokas as a prospect. I liked Rokas as a prospect when he was taken by the Knicks. Yeah. I mean, some comps are meant to be lazy. Some comps are just there. Other people comped him to Goran Dragic back when, obviously. To me, it's a better comp than the Kolek TJ McConnell comp. I'll tell you that. And you see what Kolek said about that? Kolek said he thought the comp to TJ McConnell was lazy.
Oh, and he said that I did see that, and he said he was more like Brunson. Was it?
He said he watches Brunson a lot, and man, if Brunson teaches this kid, that's gonna be nice.
Exactly. Like Brunson is so good off 2 feet, and that's Kolek's game too. So
that's what he said. He said he watches Brunson how he plays off 2 feet.
Yep, exactly. I didn't even know, but like there you go.
2 feet is all the rage right now. I'm hearing more about playing off 2 feet
than ever before. Well, yeah, because Jalen, but also like Knicks players in general, I feel like I don't know if that's
It's a
something
Nova
they
thing.
target. Yeah, it's a Nova. That's what it is. It's a Nova
Definitely a
thing,
Nova
right?
thing. Yeah.
Dante, Hart, Mikhail, Jalen. Because now there's 4 and maybe soon to be 5 with Ryan.
Let's get him. Bring him back.
If he extends that streak of like most NBA games without scoring a point, like the Instagram stories from the other 4 Nova guys are gonna be so foul.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I guess assuming they get him an NBA ring one day, like that's the price he has to pay, is getting told like you're not actually good by his friends. But whatever. Let's go to Dom Cappuccini. Good for Kolek for not letting Dwayne get the ball back after that abhorrent shot. Dom, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you to everyone who's chatted, super or not. Like I said earlier, Kolek, if you look at DJ Ace NBA, our own KFS's own DJ Zulo on Twitter, he posted this clip where Kolek was like open for 3 and at first was like, like I'm open if you see me. And by the end, Dwayne Washington Jr. is driving in, throwing up some absolute bullshit. And Tyler, like the body language, it was like a slip up from him. He was like, oh, like he's just had enough of that guy. And I'm sure he will, like, he's a leader, right? Like he'll address that in a proper way, whether it's through a coach or to Dwayne directly. But however he does it, I trust him to handle it well. But I think the talking point is there's something to handle. And you're right, Dom. Like the way he could handle it in game was just not giving the guy the basketball, which is like sad, right? Dwayne can't get buckets. You're right, Kev. I agree with you.
Yeah.
That said, good Lord. What'd you think on this front today?
Well, not him. Not. I think I noticed that when it's Kolek and Rokas, it seems more free flowing. More.
I liked having those 2 out there.
Yeah, giving the ball up early. Obviously when Dwayne gets the ball, he's like, "Nah, I got to try to score," as opposed to like set up for other people. There was this one fast break, I believe, where he got the finish. He got the bucket, but I was like, man, you had a trailer like for what probably would have been an easy dunk. I think it might have been Bow. Bow, by the way, he plays with energy. I like the grittiness he plays with. He plays with defense, and he was knocking down in threes today. What he finished with?
He's the other one. Damian he was 6 of 11 from the floor, 3 of 8 from downtown. He was 2 of 5 yesterday, so he had 16 points today. 2 turnovers, 0 assists, but that's the nature of his game. He was, like I said yesterday on the post game, he's a good South Bay Laker last season, and I was surprised to see him not be so assertive in the start of Summer League, but him and Rokas really came out of their shells today. Point blank, right?
They
look good. That was awesome. I got a quick one for you, Kev.
Yep.
If you had magic powers as Tom Thibodeau, and when, like, just pretending Rokas stays here, like he's not abroad, or like you can call him over and I'll teleport. Like, okay, Jalen goes down, knock on wood, Jalen Brunson goes down during a regular season game. Who are you playing between Kolek and Rokas? Obviously, Deuce would go with the starters, but who are you playing between Kolek and Rokas right now?
That's a tough question. If they're both here.
Exactly. It's a tough ass question, and I'm putting you on the spot.
So if they're both here, that means Rokas has a contract.
Honestly,
assume
you're thinking about it too much. Just go basketball. Okay. Just give me the yeah. I do that too. I try to like big brain.
I'm gonna go with Kolek.
Okay. Now, would you go Kolek over Cameron Payne?
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah, all right. So
I would for this Knicks team, because if he's in the second unit with Dante and Josh, and then one of Mikhail and Randall, bro, give me Tyler.
I think week 1 Rokas might have better results than Kolek, but I think long term it's better to develop Kolek there. That's what I think.
Okay. All right. Word.
But I think it's a tough, because Rokas has been playing professional basketball for some years now, in a respected league. So his whole thing has been, and he's been good. He got like almost like a rookie of the year type award.
Yeah, and then he kind of fell out of favor because he's got like more of
yeah.
that NBA game. We were talking about it with Prez, like 35-year-old Ricky Rubio.
Right, and then Tomas Satoransky, like he got more playing time than Rokas. So it's a good question because I really like Kolek, and I'm just trying not to be blinded by the whole like Kolek mania, and
I know
to them as prospects like right now who would be the better fit. But
it would maybe Rokas, but I would go Kolek because of the style of play. Like I think what you're giving up from Kolek to Rokas is made up for by the other 4 guys that are going to be out there.
That's exactly my point because he's going to be playing with Dante and he's going to, what I'm saying, Josh Hart.
Josh,
so, yeah. So
by the way, Kolek to Adam Johnson after the game about the game winner, he said, "Get me downhill to my left hand, do what I do." I love this kid. He's an asshole in the best way possible. Like the barbecue chicken quote that circulated.
Barbecue chicken. Oh, Lord.
He's funny. All right, let's keep it rolling. We got another special super chat coming in. We're just going super chat to super chat today. Y'all are going crazy. We really appreciate it. Debo, what up, my man? Shout out to you for also being at the Knicks meetup in Vegas with the crew. I wish I could have been there and met you. Work kept Debo from watching the game live, but he wanted to say shout out to you guys. Can't wait to watch the game and analysis later. So glad the Knicks drafted Kolek. Debo, shout out to you, my man. Kev, this is your guy, literally. You start off.
That's my bro. That's my brother right there.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, he was out there in Vegas with me and some of our boys and whatnot. It was actually really cool. Guys from like all over Georgia, Texas, California, Maryland, New York. We all linked up to get out there. It's almost it's almost like an annual trip for me, to tell you the truth. And yeah, I agree. I'm so glad. Actually, before I could do my research for draft players, my brother texted me and he was like, he had Kolek on his list. He had like 5 players on his list. Like this is my initial list, my first list, and Kolek was on it. So like, like a lot of people, we kind of like isolated him as one of the guys in the 20s that could be available that we wanted the Knicks. Like I think early on, I was like the Bub Carrington
he's
flag waiver.
So good.
Like, oh, he's doing his thing out there. But once all the draft analysts was like, oh no, he's going earlier. We kind of settled in as like,
Vecini killed that
guard.
Shit.
Yeah,
Vecini was deaded like, that.
He might go. He's like, there's no chance he's gonna be there for the Knicks. But no, I agree. I'm super glad that we got Kolek because as of right now, I feel as if with what we have in the point guard room, we don't have to worry about it at all. Even if like, I always look for a space where like the continued development of Deuce McBride, now that doesn't have to happen in that same manner. I really do believe that Kolek could play the non-Brunson minutes. And if he needed to play more minutes from day one, I believe he will be able to.
Yeah, I mean, Kolek is good, man. And I think, Tibbs loves to give everyone a shot. Like I could see Kolek getting a shot like mid-season if someone gets hurt. Do I think he'll stick with Kolek over Cameron Payne if that's what it comes to? Maybe not. But I could see the front office being like, yo, at least give him a chance. If you hate it, you hate it. So yeah, Debo, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We appreciate all the super chats. Let's get to the next one. GMAC, Dwayne Washington walks off the bus and says, "I'm open." That's hilarious, man. Yeah. Oh my God. Listen, we were talking about, Sean and I were joking about 2K teammate grades yesterday. How like sometimes Kolek prioritizes the teammate grade from like the pass to open teammate over taking open shot. Dwayne Washington, my man. This was not a good teammate grade day for him. But yeah, it is what it is. Like, what are we gonna do about it? Just, oh my God. He'll bounce back. Like, I just can't. I'll literally excuse all of it except with, let me get the play-by-play up so I'm being super accurate here. But like, holy shit. Okay. All right. Okay. Knicks are up 101 to 100. Damian Bowe commits a shooting foul. Oh no, I lied. No, I didn't. 101 to 100. Mason Jones puts them ahead 102 to 101 at the free throw line. That's with 34 seconds left. 18 seconds to go in the game. 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Dwayne Washington Jr. misses 29-foot three-point jumper. Like, there were guys ready to have the ball pass to them. He was not forced into that at all. Like, bro was trying to go viral, and it did not work. Tyler Kolek, thank God, came from the other corner down the baseline, hustled, got the offensive rebound, put in the 2-point shot from 8 feet away that gave the Knicks a 1-point lead and kept them alive. Obviously, Keon Ellis, WWE ass 27-foot 3-point shot of his own, puts the Kings up by 2. You thought that was it until Kolek once again is the hero. The last 2 buckets for the Knicks in this game, both of them potential game winners, right? Like, that's so tough. That's so tough. Like, think about it. If Kolek made that shot and then Keon didn't hit the 3-pointer, Kolek's shot would have been the game winner. That's crazy. So, like, 2 different potential game-winning shots. The actual game-winning shot with 2.5 seconds to go, and 1 through the contact, hits the free throw at the line. That's so tough. Yeah, and speaking of Kolek and his game-saving play at the end, Kev, let's go to our next super chat. Thank you, GMAC, our guy, for the support. Hayden, back to you. Thank you, my man. Thank you, Hayden and GMAC, for multiple super chats today. Appreciate it. Kolek gets a lot of rebounds for the smallest guy, says Hayden. And yeah, he had 4 today. He had the 3rd most on the Knicks. Skapintsev had 5, and Hukporti had 10. So that means that Kolek came in 3rd. Like, that's really good. He's really fun. He's a tough player, and he does play bigger than his size. Not defensively, but offensively and on the glass, he plays bigger than his size, and that you've got to respect. Kev, anything on Kolek's rebounding?
Yeah, you said not defensively, and it's like, yeah, some of the when it's like drives and transition, he might be there, but he's not really there. he's like playing defense, but he's not really playing defense. He looks like he is, but rebounding, he's in there. He's trying to get the deep rebound, free throw line extended, as Clyde would say. Yeah, I just think he's a kid. He's a tough kid. He's a tough kid. And it's good to have, guards who can rebound. Like the Knicks have put together a team of like guys who get in there and everyone helps with the rebounding. So then maybe you could have more flexible lineups, Thomas.
Oh man.
Listen.
There was hilarious.
Listen, I think as long as we could rebound, especially with the way a lot of these teams like fake put pressure, you know what I'm saying, on the to the hoop. They're not really trying to get the layup. They just want the defense to collapse so they can kick out to the shooter, where the like shot blocker is like important but not as important. The rebounding is what's important when they miss the shot. That's what's really, really important, getting that board and closing the possession off. I think this space is where we could see more flexible, versatile lineups.
Yeah.
With, Randall OG at the offense defense 4-5 switch. And, if you have Josh Hart out there and the way our guards rebound, Dante rebounds, Jalen rebounds, you know what I'm saying? Kolek is showing that he's starting to rebound. Like,
yep.
I think that could work. But
yeah,
before I saw in the chat. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that Kolek is going to step in ahead of Campaign. I don't know. Probably not right away.
It's tough, bro. Payne, like, it's tough because I've seen Knicks fans go on the timeline be like, Well, if you look at game 3 of the first round of the playoffs, Campaign outplayed Deuce McBride. And it's like, okay, Campaign in game 6 was 2 for 8 from the floor in 16 minutes for 6 points.
You think Tibbs is going to lean to the defense, though?
Game 1, 3 minutes, 0 of 1. Game 3, 16 minutes, 4 of 7, 3 of 4 from downtown. You go to game 4, 14 minutes. He had 1 steal in his 5 games. I know one of the games was just 3 minutes, but he appeared in 5 playoff games and had 1 steal. Like, the defense is there because of the size. He's 6'3", 183, so that's an inch taller than Kolek. But, like, you know, it is what it is at this point.
Right. Right.
Let's keep going through the super chats. We got another one. Shout out to Dom. We got 3 two-time super chatters. Dom, once Pacome gets over the jitters and lets his offense come to him, he can be a solid rotation player. But he is very glad Tyler Kolek was waiting for the Knicks at pick 34. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I'll start out here. Pacome Dadier looks like play to play, looks like a guy. I know it's tough because like Cam Reddish looks like an NBA player, and you know he's had his struggles throughout the years, consistently contributing. But like I the thing with Pacome, and I know Benji has been saying this. He just tweeted, Dadier is just extremely raw. Doesn't quite know what he's doing yet in terms of decisions off the catch and off-ball spacing. Definitely needs to add strength. Shot mechanics need to be more consistent. Like there's a lot to work on with Pacome Dadier. But he said, love the defensive and passing flashes he's seen. Looking forward to more. The Boris Dirk podcast, I really love them. They are hilarious. They describe themselves as the Jeremy Sohan of NBA podcasts. Like they're so funny. They're so funny. They said Pacome just looks rushed overall. The shot and handle looks so much more fluid in his play in Germany. The defense and rebounding have been encouraging because those were 2 knocks for most people in his evaluation. Still very high on Dadier. Had him in my lottery. Ooh, wait. So, you know, the jury is certainly not concluded on their deliberation when it comes to Pacome. Again, youngest player in the draft. And I said this on yesterday's stream, the defense and the rebounding, those are really important things to see flashes of because those are 2 things I criticized him for when evaluating him as a prospect. So I know Sam Vecini felt the same way. I know plenty of draft analysts felt the same way, that like the defense and the rebounding really needed work. Well, you're seeing them and you're seeing flashes of both. Yeah. The offense, he 100% has like a nasty case of the yips and the jitters. But again, he has so much time to work through that. So yeah, anything from you on that, Kev?
Yeah, I think when he catches the kick out around the arc, he's like, I'm supposed to shoot, and then he'll shoot. Or like, oh, I can't shoot, then I have to drive. Then he'll drive. But then when he's driving, he doesn't quite have the game plan on how to like get the bucket or whatever. That being said, all those things, like I didn't expect that to be like, oh, like he is so nice off rip. It was always supposed to develop. The question was always going to be, is he going to develop a defensive game so where he could stay on the court? I have no concerns about that. Off ball, he's still a little bit lost, but I think that's going to be more reps and like playing with the team and getting used to whatever the scheme is. On ball, he slides his feet. He doesn't reach. He contests. He stays sturdy. He seems to have the fundamentals of what could make a pretty good wing defender. I don't want to say like the best in the world.
And he's persistent
he has those
too.
Fundamentals.
He's a little hop happy, but even when he does over jump, he recovers because he's big. So I totally you know, discipline will come with experience. Experience will come because he's, again, 18. Right. 2 more super chats to go through. First up from Cody. Kolek stays up. Let him learn on the bench. No G League for him. I said earlier, I totally agree. You might have said this in response to that. I totally agree. I think Kolek is someone who you leave up with the big club and who you let be in practice against these guys every day. I think that's best for him. I think what he would do in the G League is work on the in-between game, but like that's something that's kind of like one-on-none work. Like that's something that you can do with a trainer, with the Knicks coach, with in practice. Like say there's a scrimmage and you're not in it, work on your handle, work on your in-between game. I don't claim to be like a fly on the wall in Terrytown, but I'm fairly certain that they do individual and group work like every basketball team ever. So yeah, Kev.
Yeah, I selfishly I'd like to see him play in the G League, because then I'll be able to see him like
tickets will be sold
and
in Westchester.
You know what I'm saying? It'll be kind of fire out there. But I do like the idea of him staying with the New York Knicks in the big league team.
Yeah,
I like the idea because I think he's even the turnovers was the right decision. He's making, for the most part, the right decision. Sometimes one of the turnovers, it was like the out of bounds and he went too far. And so maybe you could judge that one and say, oh, you can't do that all the time. And then was one of them where he should have shot and he didn't shoot, I think. But mostly he's making all the right decisions. I don't think he needs to learn that. So I wouldn't be mad either way.
No, I hear you.
Yeah.
We've got in the chat, we have another super chat to get to, but I'll say first, Nicholas Braxton in the chat, Kolek needs to stay and learn under Jalen Brunson. That's what Kev was saying earlier. Like that is really, really important. I bet Jalen has a lot to teach him. There is one more comment from the chat I want to get to, but let's go to the super chat first from our guy, Hayden Freed. Kris, you were right about Cam Whitmore, and then in all caps, wow. Hey, man, I feel like I'm like contractually obligated to mention a draft miss every time someone talks about one of my hits because they're both just as important to me. I learn more from the misses than I do from the hits. The hits just make me feel smart. Like I don't learn anything from that. No, I'm joking. I do like learn. I think about like, okay, why was I high on him? Was I high on him for the wrong reason? Because you can be accidentally right about players all the time.
That's a fact.
But so let me throw one out there for you. I had Jaden McDaniels, I think, outside of the first round. So there's your compensating miss, giant miss, in exchange for me taking this credit. Because I'm not normal and I can't just take a compliment. But yeah, Cam Whitmore is awesome. Listen, we were talking yesterday. Hayden Freed says, "Don't worry, we remember Killian." See, there we go. There we go. Salute. But yeah, like the thing with Cam Whitmore is there's concerns that the knee problems for him are ones that are going to linger and maybe only get worse. And that, you can understand it. I just think when someone who literally goes to like the sports science center, I forget what it's called, On3, is that it? I don't know. But he tested as a 99th percentile athlete. So like that's ridiculous. Cam Whitmore athletic testing. I can't find the people who do that testing. Let me try one more time. No, I can't. Yeah, no. Oh,
I mean, he popped.
It's something 3. I think it's the On3 athletic whatever. This is we're so lost in the weeds. Basically he was a crazy athlete and I just thought he was worth it. I had him above Amen Thompson in that cycle, which was really hard for me to do because I love the Thompson twins. I had a friend ask me recently, like, redraft the Thompson twins and Bilal Coulibaly. And the consensus in our group chat of nerds was Amen, Bilal, Osar. But I said I have Bilal and Osar in the same tier and Amen above them. And the reason my friend asked is because he said he would take Bilal over either twin. So that's a fun subplot to follow, Hayden, if you want to follow up on that at some point. We can talk about that. But yeah, I wanted to get to this comment. We don't need to put it on this screen because it's really short, but if someone asked, I want to shout them out. Oh man. 59576 says, how is that Ukrainian big man? Let's talk about Dmitro Skapintsev before we get out of here, Kev. 17 minutes, 4 of 5 from the floor. Sean with the W pointed out he hit that I heart push shot from like right inside the free throw line. Like every single other person to ever play on this Knicks team, he's a lefty, and he looks good, man. He was 4 or 5 from the floor, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. He had 11 points, 5 rebounds, an assist, a steal, a turnover, a foul. So an interesting 17 minutes for him, very productive, and I really have been a fan of what he's shown. We were talking about this in the KFS staff chat last night, Benji and DJ, the film gods, and they were saying like, you know, maybe more of someone you like want to make sure you keep around in Westchester because of what he'll do development wise for everyone else there. Having a competent big who plays the Knicks style of basketball is really important. But when it comes to NBA minutes, can he switch? Can he move laterally? Jericho might be more suited for Thibodeau's schemes than him because neither of them are elite rim protectors, but Jericho is at least switchable. But Skapintsev, man, like the Knicks aren't looking for offense from the center position, so that advantage that he has isn't so much an advantage when it comes to the Knicks like analytical department and the center position. But in Westchester, like I would keep him around for as long as he'll stay. I like him a lot. I do like him. Kev, your thoughts on Dmitro?
Yeah, Scappy, big Scappy. He's like a guy who's like easy to root for. You know what I mean? He's like, you know, big center, gets the ball, gets the rebound, plays like effort on defense. But yeah, he seems a step slow. And I think other than like mop up, like a couple of our centers are hurt and we just need to like get through a couple games because it's not going to be a major injury and you just call them up and give them like some backup rotation minutes. That's pretty much the extent. In Westchester, I think it works because, yeah, like you said, he's going to play the center the way where whoever are the guards in the wings, they could like, you know, be acclimated to the New York Knicks, Tom Thibodeau style of basketball. So, yeah, I like dude. Like he last year, everyone liked him. Like, you know, he's like a guy I want to keep in the organization. But I'm not necessarily like saying, oh, don't re-sign Precious because we could just bring him in and like, nah, I don't think I'm not there. I'm not quite there yet with him, you know?
Yeah. The Knicks have between Rokas, Kolek, Campaign, and Sims, Skapintsev, and Hukporti, they've got 6 candidates for 2 third stringer spots, right? Because like the third string unit is like Payne, Kolek, Bates, Diop, Sims, hopefully,
and Josh Hart.
So
Tim's gonna play Josh Hart
no matter what. So yeah, I think, you know, I agree with Nick Braxton in the chat. Knicks need to trade for Nick Richards. I said that on Dexter Henry's New York Got Game with SNY and the New York Post. But the thing is, Kevin and I addressed this earlier. Like they might have the Knicks, you know, by the balls right now, right? Like they might be saying, listen, you guys, Walker's worth too much because they want 2 firsts. We'll give you Nick Richards for 1 first. Or if you don't want to give us an unprotected first, because you can't literally, give us a protected first and Deucey McBride. And like, if I'm the Knicks, I bow out there. So just wait for the market to cool down a little bit. Teams
play Skapintsev ahead of that.
When teams know you're desperate, they will try to take advantage of you. That is a smart thing to do. Don't let them do it. So yeah, we've got no more super chats. Let's see any other quick comments we want to get to before we wrap up. Kev, anything you see you want to respond to? I see. Nick Braxton. I wonder if a trade is coming with Campaign, Deuce, DiVincenzo, Kolek. They have plenty of guards. I don't want to see Deuce moved, but it is clearly a possibility now. I mean, Ian Begley came out right away and was like, do not let the Campaign signing change how you think the Knicks feel about Deuce McBride, which is really cool because I feel like anyone who's been a Knicks fan in their life sees the Knicks sign campaign and goes, oh my God, we're trading Deuce McBride and a protected first for Walker Kessler, and Payne's going to play 18 minutes a game off the bench, and I'm going to pull all my hair out by halfway to the All-Star break. And I don't blame anyone who has that take. I think it's an informed take with historical precedent. But that said, the Knicks brought in Alec Burks and kicked him to the curb out of the rotation until they were literally forced to bring him back in favor of, guess who? Deuce McBride, man. So there's historical precedent with the Knicks not seeing Deuce as a pure point guard. Sure. There's also not historical precedent of the Knicks making veteran signings and replacing Deuce with those players. I think they are high on Deuce McBride because he's really good at basketball. So yeah, I think it's that simple. I wouldn't be too worried. If I am a Knicks fan who loves Deuce McBride, I would think he's going to be involved and getting the minutes that he can, at least 14 a game off the bench. And like, again, that's where the Knicks are at. They're a really good team. So really good players have to play smaller roles off the bench, and good players have to not play at all. Like, I don't think Campaign is terrible, right? I don't think he's some like affront to society or the basketball world. If you take a look at him on dunks and threes, he comes in at 46th percentile EPM, but his offense is 63rd percentile. So like, that's not terrible. He's playable. But you knew there was one coming. He's not like a standout good NBA player right now. He started the season with the Philadelphia 76ers when he was a year younger, not in the rotation. Now he's a year older, had some off-court trouble this past offseason. Big shout out to Terry Johnson. And that, you know, like, I don't think he's going to come in being like, I signed with the Knicks to play. I'm gonna demand a trade. I'm Cameron Payne. Like, I can't see it happening. Kev, any takes on the Campaign Deuce backup 1 minutes before we wrap up?
Yeah, Jalen plays how many minutes a game?
I want to say 30, 36.
36,
Let's
maybe?
see. Let's see what Google says. See what good old Uncle Google says.
Google it says.
35.4. So we were both
so
the same amount of wrong. Cool.
Yeah. So he 13 minutes a game at the backup one. You know, whatever, man. Like, I think Deuce is going to be in the backup guard rotation. Actually, hold on. Nah, man. It's Deuce.
Payne's not playing.
It's Deuce.
Payne's not getting minutes to start the season. If someone gets hurt, he will play.
No, because we can't play. What are we going to play Deuce at the 2?
They did with Jalen Brunson, but not with Campaign.
What about Dante?
Dante's coming off the, like, people forget that Mikal Bridges came in and it was Bojan Bogdanovic that went out. So like, Dante is this team's backup guard. Now, should the Knicks apply on court lineups of like Brunson, Dante, Hart, Mikal, OG? Why not? But like Brunson, Dante, Mikal, OG, Randall, sign me up. But these are things that Tibbs, if he does them, will be, you know, like the salt you put in the pot before you even start boiling the water. Like, it's a little sprinkle, man. It's a little sprinkle.
We have 7 players. Yeah, 7 players who are going to play most of the minutes. And then Deuce is going to get the lion's share of the rest of them. You know, because it's like, is what I truly I truly feel most of the non-center minutes, more of the non-center minutes are going to go to Julius Randle / OG Anunoby, Precious Achiuwa. You know,
I feel like it's like we're like assuming. It's funny. We're like assuming. Yeah. I think he will be.
Who else?
Right.
All right. So the power forward minutes are going to be Julius Randle,
Randulius, and
Josh Hart.
Yeah. Well, yeah. OG.
Mostly. No, I said, oh yeah, mostly.
I'm
Julius
saying,
and
but
OG.
Randall and OG, I think is like it.
Right.
I don't.
And then if that equals 46 of the 48 minutes, Josh Hart got the.
Josh will technically be the yeah.
Right.
Okay, correct. Right, I got you. I'm with you.
Right. The minutes at the 3 are going to be OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, and Josh Hart. Probably all 100% of the minutes at the 3. Right. And the minutes at the 2 are going to be Mikal Bridges and Donte DiVincenzo. We actually still need to find more minutes for Donte DiVincenzo, truthfully. And then backup 1 minutes, I think is mostly going to go to Deuce, unless backup 1 minutes may even go to Donte DiVincenzo. I could see that. I could see Tom Thibodeau just saying, listen, I'm going to play my best players. I have plenty of guys who deserve 30 minutes a night, and I'm going to try to get as many of them to 30 minutes a night as possible. And everybody else is going to be, what's Tibbs' favorite word? Situational. You know, so all like that's why when the campaign thing happened, you know, my friend texted me, is like, yeah, you know, I'm not like, I didn't really care that much. You know what it's like, all right, cool. You brought Mikal, his friend, and they could do their little dances together, you know, their little TikTok shuffle dances.
It's live. It's lit.
You know and then so he could feel better and take less money when he gets his contract extension. Good money. Do it.
Love
Good
it.
Signing for
Those two are fun, by the way. I am pro campaign and Mikal Bridges TikTok dances. I will have that be known. So yeah. Thank you everyone who tuned in today. Thank you everyone who left a comment or a thumbs up. Thank you to everyone who left a super chat. We really, really, really appreciate your contributions to the show. Kevin and I out here chopping up, analyzing summer league basketball. We're so glad you sickos joined us and you guys also care this much about this stuff. It's nice to feel not alone when you're being insane. So thank you. And to everyone that came out, thank you so much again for tuning in. Give this video a like and subscribe to the KFS YouTube channel. If you are on YouTube, hit the bell so you don't miss a post-game show or podcast. I know I have my bell on for those cap or no caps, bro. I'm like 30 minutes into it when the timeline's like, oh my God, new cap or no cap. I'm like, bro, we talking Ariel Hukporti right now. Like,
let's get it.
You know so if you're listening later on the KFS podcast feed, leave a 5-star rating and a review. And if you're watching live on Twitter, which over 600 of you were earlier, give the KFS page a follow. Follow Kev and myself if you do not already. And thanks so much for coming out. We appreciate it. Knick fans, we'll see y'all soon. One more Summer League game left. I'll be on the post-game show for that. I'll see you then. Peace out.
Knicks bigger than.